Oh, the opening all one by one. Oh, here we go.
And you go down.
There you go. See, like.
So what do you think, Mom? Look.
Yeah, love.
Come on, what's there coming to this? Talk to me.
That's, I don't know. She looks too scary.
What does it say?
Blind love.
You know why? Look, that's such truth right there. See? Come on.
Mubariz, you know, he's a grown man. Mubariz is still considered weird. He doesn't have any friends. He doesn't have anybody coming over to play with him or to even come and sit down and talk with him or to just, you know, shoot the breeze. He doesn't have anybody to go with him to see a movie. He doesn't have anyone to go to the mall with. He doesn't have anybody to go to the mosque with. It's very sad. I don't know how to express it, but to me it feels like he's somebody who is, in my eyes, an outcast. My name is Hina Sheikh. I'm Mubariz's mom. I've been Mubariz's mom now coming up 22 years. When Mubariz was a little boy, he was a very active, very happy baby, doing normal baby things. When Mubariz was about, I would say 2-3 years old, I started to notice that he wasn't saying words compared to other little kids of his age. I was a little concerned, but my family doctor told me not to worry, that some kids are late starters, so I ignored and just carried on, you know, being a mom with Mubariz. When Mubariz was about 4 years old, that's when I really got concerned, and I went to see my family doctor, and I told him that, look, Mubariz is not talking. He talks, but he talks in his own language. He would come up and make words of his own, or if he wanted something and I didn't understand, he will hold my hand, take me to wherever the item was, and then point at it, and then we would kind of, it was like a guessing game, and we'd figure out what it was that he wanted. Or over time, I got to know some of the words of his own language, what they meant, and so then I would know what he would need. So after that, my family doctor said that it was best if Mubariz was to maybe go and see a speech pathologist and to see maybe if that would help. So when we went to see the speech pathologist, she said that yes, Mubariz had some delay in speech and language, and she wasn't sure how long or what Mubariz's outcome would be or what his life would be like. So as a parent, I went home devastated. I was worried. I wasn't sure how Mubariz's life was going to be. Once Mubariz started doing speech therapy, he started learning to say, I want, and whatever the item would be. At this time, Mubariz had gone into kindergarten, and you know, the school knew that Mubariz had some difficulties in speech and language, and they tried to help him out at that time, but it was a pretty old school, and I think at that time when Mubariz was 4, there wasn't that much available from the school board's point of view of helping out kids who needed help, just like Mubariz. One day, my husband went to pick up Mubariz, and he noticed that none of the other children were really playing with Mubariz, and that Mubariz was pretty much on his own. And then I brought their attention to the teacher, and she said that that was true, that none of the other children would play with Mubariz because Mubariz couldn't communicate in the same language as they were speaking, and so pretty much Mubariz was left to do his own thing, play by himself, do things by himself. So that literally broke my heart. I didn't know what to do, so then my husband decided that we should move. So we used to live in Newmarket. So from Newmarket we moved down to Maple. The school was really good. The teachers and the staff and the principals, they would help him out and help him along, but still he was not communicating to the same level as all the other children in his grade. So we knew that Mubariz was special and that he would need extra help over time. we have come to see the world through Mubariz's eyes is that the world is not a very accepting world, especially with children who are like Mubariz, who have special needs. Physically, you cannot see that he has special needs, or when you talk to him, he may seem shy to you or a little quiet. But once you get to know him a little bit more, then you get to see that he does have needs. He sees the world and it through different lenses. He sees things as black and white. He doesn't see anything gray in the middle. Either it's right or it's wrong. If somebody's doing something wrong, that they should know that they're doing something wrong. He doesn't understand why people are mean, why people cannot be nice to one another. From a very young age, he faced discrimination. Just because he wasn't like the other kids. I'll give you an instance. As I mentioned, Mubariz, when he was very little, he wasn't able to communicate. And when Mubariz was about, I would say, 16, that's when he was able to communicate a lot more with me and express his feelings. There was one night, Mubariz was getting upset, and I was trying to calm him down, trying to figure out what was bothering him. Like he started crying, and I was concerned. I thought maybe somebody had said something to him at school or what happened. And slowly I was able to calm Mubariz down, and I said to him, Mubariz, what's wrong? What's bothering you? He goes, I remember when I was in Mrs. Austin's class. That was his kindergarten teacher. And I said, okay. He goes, I remember sitting by myself and that I wanted to play with the other children, but the other children didn't want to play with me. And he goes, I tried to make them understand that I want to play, but they would ignore me. And when I heard that, it broke my heart. He is able to communicate, not 100% to the way maybe you and I would perceive as how a normal human being would communicate, but for me it's more than enough. He's able to talk. I think when Mubariz was about 16, that was the very first time I heard him say, I love you, mommy. For Mubariz, it's very hard to express his emotions, how he's feeling inside. He would shut down. If something was bothering him or upsetting him, he would just remain quiet, and he would withdraw and keep himself to himself. But with age, I think, and with the help of his teachers and the support that he gets at home, of course, that he's able to express himself. I think for me, the greatest accomplishment so far that Mubariz has had is, number one, learning how to drive a car, being independent that way, and getting his own car and driving around. That, I think for me, that's an amazing accomplishment. For young kids these days, it's normal, but for Mubariz, I think it's amazing. I don't know how to express how proud we are of him, and that he is able to do some things independently. The other thing I think is for him finishing school. He did finish school a little later. He stayed on till he was about 21, but he was able to do credits. So for me, that was a very amazing thing, that he was able to go into regular classes with other students and not getting that much help from teachers because of the school, the guidelines actually from the school board, that he's only to be given certain amount of help, but most of the time he had to do a lot of the classes himself. So I think at the end when he left school, I think he ended up with, I believe, 20 credits. For me, I'm very proud. That is bigger than any degree or any diploma that Mubariz could get. As a mom, I do my very best. I'm Mubariz's mom. I'm Mubariz's friend. I'm Mubariz's movie buddy. I'll go with Mubariz to see a movie. Going to the mall, I go with Mubariz to the mall, but then Mubariz says, okay, I'm going to do my own thing. So I'm like, okay, you do your own thing, and when you're ready to leave, give me a call and we'll go home. And he'll be like, yep, that's fine. But I know, I worry. When Mubariz goes off on his own, I worry that what are other people thinking, What are they interpreting from his behavior? What do they see? And sometimes I just feel like sometimes, standing on the table with a megaphone, screaming and yelling at people, telling them that, look, he is a human being. He should be treated with respect. Just because he doesn't fit into what society thinks is the norm, that he should be treated any differently. Right now, Mubariz, he works, he has a part-time job working at UPS, which is good. He feels a need. It's structured. He has a set schedule that he goes to. With this job that he has there, we know that there's no future. Mubariz will not be able to get promoted. He will be most probably staying where he is, but that is not what we want for him. We, ideally, in a dream world, we would love that for Mubariz to be utilizing his talent. His talent is that he is an amazing organization. He has amazing organization skills. He has the imagination that I don't think anybody that I know has. He thinks of things that I couldn't think of. He sees the world in a different way. He draws and does things that I don't think I could ever do. I love to draw myself, but his thought on things that he sees or that he sees in the world, that he will interpret them in a different way. I don't know how to describe it, but for me it's amazing, like what he can do, and you just give him a title or something, and then he will come up with something in his own way. And when you see what he does, it's like I didn't think that he could do something that way. As parents, we are worried for Mubariz. We know that he's a very sweet, innocent boy. And we're worried for his future. We're worried about people taking advantage of him. We worry about that when me and Nadeem leave this world, that what will happen to Mubariz? Who will be there to take care of him? Who will be looking out for his best interest? Mubariz does have a younger sibling, but I don't want to put any pressure on his younger sibling because he knows that he one day may have to take care of Mubariz, but the world that we live in should be more, I believe, accepting of children like Mubariz, especially once they become adults. They are, through the system, through the government system, through the Ontario system, in a way they're put to one side. They are left to the parents. It's the parents' responsibility. Legally, they're adults. They can vote, they can drink, do all kinds of things, but still they cannot be left independently. And that is a hard reality that we have to live with. We, as parents of Mubariz, we're going to do our very best to make sure that Mubariz doesn't have to worry in the future financially, that he'll be taken care of. But still there is that worry. Our kids feed off of us. So when they see how passionate we are about who they are and what we want them to do, they themselves will become passionate and be proud of what they do. And they will show you how proud they are in what they achieve. An example is, I was told, was Edison. And somebody had interviewed him, and he mentioned that his mother fought for him. There was a story that he was in school, and a letter was sent home with him, and the mother read the letter, and the mother told Edison, "Do you know what is written in this letter?" Of course, he didn't know. She said, "In this letter, your teacher says that you are so intelligent that the school cannot keep up with how intelligent you are. And because of your intelligence, you are going to stay at home and you'll be homeschooled because you are way beyond all the other children." And this is what Edison believed in, that he was like, wow, this is who I am, and the confidence his mother gave him. And he took that confidence from what his mother gave him and he ran with it. Many years later, after his mother passed away, apparently he was going through those mother's belongings and he came across this letter. and he read the letter and he started crying. Apparently what was actually written in that letter, I haven't seen it but I heard, was the teacher had written that your child is dumb. Your child is stupid. He does not belong in the school system. He will amount to nothing. He will achieve nothing in his life. I wish that that teacher was still alive so that Edison could have gone back and made him eat his words. But I know that Edison, he said that whatever he did to make his mom proud. He did everything so that his mother would be proud of him, of whatever he achieved. So don't think that your child doesn't know what you are doing for them. They know everything. They know what you're doing for them. So please don't give up on them. Don't give in to whatever is given to you. And society, please change your way of thinking, change your way of looking at these kids, and give them a chance. If you don't give them a chance, we are giving the next Edison a kick to the curb. We are giving the next Einstein a kick to the curb. We are giving the next Dr. Abdul Salam a kick to the curb, or Da Vinci a kick to the curb. See, all that wasted talent is just being thrown to the wayside. So please give these kids a chance. It is their right. And I hope somebody out there who's watching this will recognize what I'm trying to say and give these kids a chance.